Hi, John Mortensen, owner and operator of PetDoorStore.com, and today I'm going to show you the Pride Pet Door. So here it is. The Pride Pet Door is unique in the pet door world in that it has a two-piece flap. So if your pets go one direction, the center part of the flap moves. And when they go in the opposite direction, both parts move. So this U-shaped piece is really the interesting part here. Now, this is intended to give you an overlapping seal around the edge of the pet door. This was designed probably 30-40 years ago, and there are more weather-tight pet doors that you can buy. In fact, pretty much everything else we sell is more weather-tight than this. But it does have some interesting uses, and in the next couple minutes I'll explain why you might want this one over one of the more weather-tight options. So the first thing that this has going for it is it was developed, I believe it was actually developed in conjunction with the Johnson Pet Door. Now the Johnson Pet Door was kind of the one that you would find if you went to the hardware store for 30-40 years. I mean, it was a big, huge seller for decades. And then finally they sold the company, and the new manufacturer decided to stop producing it. So it's off the market now. But because of the U-shaped flap again, if I pull up this U-shape, you'll see. If you bought somebody else's large pet door, it wouldn't have all this framing over on the sides. It would be maybe 4 inches narrower than this one is. So the problem with replacing one of these Johnson pet doors or Pride pet doors is that the hole is a lot wider than the similar size hole for a different pet door. So if you have a large Endura pet door, for example, the hole on that one is going to be like 5 inches narrower than the hole on this one. So basically, if you try to replace the Johnson or the Pride with an Endura, the new frame wouldn't cover over the old hole, which is an issue. If you could always go up. So like this is a large Pride pet door. If you went to the extra large Endura, for example, that takes a hole that's about ½ an inch wider than this. Unfortunately, that hole is also about this tall, or the frame is about this tall. So you'd have to have a much bigger hole. Now, it's no big deal to cut the hole bigger. It's a lot harder to make the hole in the door of the wall smaller, but you can avoid all that hassle by just replacing the whole thing. You can replace the flaps. The medium, large, and extra large Pride flaps fit the old Johnson pet door frames. The small also works if you do a little bit of work. You have to modify it a little bit. But if you just want to take the old pet door off and throw it in the garbage and buy a new one, this one, the hole sizes are close enough so that you shouldn't have to monkey around with it too much in order to get it to work. So very useful from that point of view. The other thing about this pet door is it's not self-framing. Everything else we sell here for doors at the Pet Door Store is what they call self-framing. So if I held up the inside frame and the outside frame like this, there'd be a little tunnel that seals up this gap. And the reason for that is if you're putting this in a hollow core door, you don't want the core of the door exposed so that as your dog goes through, water and dirt, whatever else might get down into the door and wreck it. So that's what self-framing does. This is not self-framing. So if you're putting this on a solid wood door, no problem. But if you have a hollow core door, you'll have to seal up the core. And the Johnson people used to actually provide some plastic strips that you could put around the hole there to seal it up. Pride does not, so you're on your own with that one. It's not too hard to do, but it's just one more little step that you'll have to do. But the fact that it's not self-framing also makes this more adaptable to other situations. Like if you have a screen door with a sheet metal kick plate at the bottom, this will go right in, where a door that's got the frame separated by 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches won't. Now you can build a frame around your hole to use one of those doors in a screen installation, but you really don't need the weatherproofing there, and it's a lot more hassle. So why not buy the Pride pet door and do it that way? Same thing if you have a piece of plywood or something like that and you want to put a pet door in it. This is the easy way to go, just avoids all the hassle. It does come with a locking cover, and the locking cover is made from masonite. So if you're familiar with masonite, it's white and shiny and hard on one side, and then it's just kind of this press board stuff on the other. And it's basically like a really super pressed cardboard, essentially, is how I would describe it. Not the best for security, and it's really susceptible to damage from weather. So this Pride pet door, they have a screen adapter kit, which I'll discuss in another video. But the issue with that is, if you put this on a screen and you use this locking cover, it's going to be exposed to the water. So if water gets on this, basically it'll swell up and it'll get ruined. So a simple workaround for that, if you want one of these but you don't want this masonite locking cover, is it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. I mean, I'm just eyeballing it, but I'm pretty sure it's 1/8 of an inch thick. You can buy another material called Lexan. It's Lexan in 1/8 inch thick sheets, and you could lay this down and literally just trace it out, cut it with a jigsaw. Cuts really easily with a jigsaw, and then you would quite literally have a bulletproof locking cover. Lexan is what they use for bulletproof glass and race car windows, among other things. So, so that's an easy, quick workaround. Last thing is colors. It comes in 5 colors. You've got white, silver, beige, black, and bronze. The bronze is real dark brown. It's almost black. So you've got a lot of color choices with this, which is something that you don't have with all of the other options. So there you go. That's the Pride Pet Door. If you have any questions at all, you can get me at 866-377-3667. My email is sales@petdoorstore.com. I'm on the chat thing as much as I can be, so if you hit the chat button on the website, it will go to me. If I'm available, I will answer it pretty much anytime. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching.